on tonight. This is B Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to check out today. Well, originally I was going to check out one of the movies Joe Sherlock sent me to review, but I had the opportunity to review a screener for a brand new anthology film, which oddly enough has a segment directed by Joe Sherlock, so it worked out very well in that. And that movie is Horrortales 666 Part 2. Um, Full disclosure, I have not seen the original movie that came out in 2003, so I'll be reviewing this one on its own merits and not compare it to the original movie, because obviously I can't. I will reference things from the original movie that I found out through research, so on that. Also, I don't have a physical copy to review as a screener, so I'll put the DVD cover on screen so you know what it looks like. As with most anthology films I review, I'm going to review the movie by reviewing individual segments, individual stories, and at the end I'll say if as a whole, did I like it or not. Before I get into the review, though, I want to mention that this movie is dedicated in the memory of Julie Strain, who very, very sadly passed away this year. She was in the original movie, and I thought it was really cool and very touching that they put that in there. If you don't know who Julie Strain is, she's been in a shit ton of stuff. Um, I mainly remember her from the Annie Sedaris films she's done, but she was a very gorgeous woman, very tall, Amazon-like. She was awesome. So this immediately put me in a good mood due to them putting the dedication in there. So I thought that was awesome. Great job, guys. Um, well, we started off with the wraparound story, and every good anthology movie should have a wraparound story. And this one actually has a pretty good one. It's called Burglar's Time, and it was directed and starring Joel D. Wynkoop. And it's about Joel D. Wynkoop plays a burglar, a role that he reprised from the original movie, as he breaks into a house in broad daylight and ends up in the grip of a ghostly specter creature who is forcing him to read horror tales or it will send him to hell. Um, what makes this one so much fun and so memorable is Joel D. Wynkoop himself. And if you don't know who Joel is, he's a B-movie actor who's been in a shit ton of stuff. He's mainly known for, the Truth or Dare franchise and of course Creep, which is probably my favorite performance from him. He's in most of Tim Ritter stuff. I absolutely loved his performance in Creep, and he makes this one so much fun. If this was in the hands of a lesser director / actor, I think this would be pretty tedious to get through. But because Joel is having so much fun doing it, we have so much fun watching it. There's an extended sequence in which the Spectre lets him take a food break and a drink break before reading more stories. And that scene, if it was in the hands of a lesser actor and all that, it would have been hard to get through. But he makes it so much fun. And as the Spectre taunts him about, you're eating again, Joel makes it so much fun. It's a really good wraparound segment. It has a really great ending as well, which I'm not going to spoil. But so far, so good. I really enjoyed the wraparound segments. We start off with the first story, which is called Open House, and this one is directed by Matt Cannon, who I mainly know for his music. He's done music for Clownado, Final Holler, and most importantly, he did the music for Spirit Animal, which was one of my favorite movies that I ever reviewed for B Movie Madness. It's the first time I watched something he directed, and this one is about a young realtor who is in charge of sprucing up a house in which a horrible crime happened 18 years earlier, and her colleagues decide to break her in by fucking with her, and that ends up going really bad really fast. I'm going to try not to spoil it, but overall I had a lot of fun with Open House. I thought the story was pretty interesting. I didn't quite see the twist coming, and I thought it was well executed. I thought Noelle Berger, I think that's how you pronounce her name, as the lead Sue, I thought she did a really great job, and there were a few kills that were really well done. In particular, I thought the opening was kind of eerie and effective, so that was really well handled. So I thought Matt Cannon did a great job with this one, and it started off the anthology, the first story, with a fun one. So overall, yeah, I really enjoyed Open House. Story 2 is called The Last Farewell of, I'm trying to get the name of it, Last Farewell of Mr. Perez. And this one was directed by Marcelo Fabiano. And this one had me really conflicted. The story of it is, it's about a man who discovers he's an alien and finds out what his purpose is on the last day of Earth, or his last day on Earth. I believe that the reason I'm conflicted about it, because on one hand, It was very well done. It was very well executed. I thought visually it looked great. I thought it was very thought provoking. I thought the visual effects, considering it was a micro budgeted movie or short, I thought were really well done. The problem is it didn't really come across as horror. It had some horror elements in it, especially some really well done makeup effects at the end, but it was much more a science fiction piece than it was horror. And in an anthology called Horrortales 666, it really didn't really fit into the rest of the movie. And that's what gets me conflicted, because on the one hand, I thought it was really well done, but it just didn't really fit in. So I'm kind of conflicted about it. But overall, I enjoyed it. Story 3 is called Sleigh Ride, and this one's directed by Derek Braasch. Or Braasch, I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing it. And this one is a good old-fashioned Christmas horror story. And it's about a man who is Santa Claus for the first time, who finds out his wife is cheating on him, and he goes a little crazy. Um, the, I'm a huge fan of Christmas horror. I'm not a fan of Christmas itself, so that's why I like Christmas horror stuff. And I look forward to December, not for Christmas, but for the horror movies that take place during Christmas. So this one had my interest from the get-go, and I thought it was really done, well done. I thought Justin Bauer, I believe his name is, who played the Santa Claus, he was a lot of fun. I thought the gore and effects were well handled for the budget, and I thought the finale was really, really, really funny. There is a scene where Santa Claus masturbates, and there's a gag involved in that. I'm not going to spoil for anybody, but it was so funny that I had to rewind and watch it a few times. But overall, I had a lot of fun with Sleigh Ride. It was just exactly the kind of Christmas horror that I really like. And if you're a fan of the Santa Claus going crazy with a chainsaw, this one's for you because you'll enjoy it. Uh, Story 4 is called The President. This one was directed by Joe Sherlock, and I didn't know who directed what until the end credits, but I knew this was Joe Sherlock because Roxy Mountains is in it, and she's been in a shit ton of his stuff. I mainly remember her from Bloody Red Lips of Blood and the opening of Drifter. And this one is a short and to the point story. It's about a husband who comes home from work and finds out his wife has gotten him a present that's in the basement. And that's all I'm going to say. There's no big twist here. It's just simple and to the point. Boobs, blood, and sleaze. And that works. I mean, I didn't really need any more than that. It delivered exactly what I wanted it in a Joe Sherlock short. You got the boobs, you got the blood, and you even got some good old-fashioned sleaze. Considering this was produced by the Sleaze Box, that's what I was expecting. So, yeah, I really enjoyed The President. I thought Joe did a great job with that one. Number 5, Story 5, the last story, or including the wraparound, the last 5 and last story is My World, and this one was directed by Phil Herman, who directed a lot of shot on video stuff like Burglar from Hell, Jacker. And this one gets super meta and it takes place in the real world where Phil Herman and his producer Justin Hubbard are constantly bombarded with calls from actors and actresses who want to be in Horrortales 666 Part 2. The problem is the movie's already finished. And most importantly, they want the hosting role and get aggravated and annoyed when they find out Joel D. Wynkoop had that role, or has that role. This one, like I said, it was a lot of fun. If you're a fan of like meta humor, which I am, I thought I was constantly laughing. There's several cameos in this. There's Debbie Rochon, Sean C. Phillips, Debbie D, Artie Lyman, the original Jason, and a shit ton of people that Phil Herman has worked with over the years. I thought both him and Justin Hubbard did a good job playing themselves, and I thought the cameos were absolutely hilarious. If I have to nitpick a little bit, this is definitely the longest story on here, and I think it could get been trimmed by a little bit, but honestly, it's just a minor nitpick. I was never bored during it. I just, I could feel that it was much longer than the rest of the stories. But like I said, minor nitpick. I had a lot of fun with that one. I was laughing constantly. But as a whole, how did I enjoy Horror Tales 666 Part 2? As a whole, I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend, if you're a fan of independent anthology films, I highly recommend this one. It's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the original, obviously you're going to check it out regardless, but I think if you enjoyed the first movie, I'll assume you'll probably like Part 2. But it was just a fun, independent anthology film. You got some gore, boobs, some great gags, and it was really funny. And that's all I wanted. I just love to laugh, see some blood, and see some boobs. That's all I need in a movie. And I thought this one did a great job accomplishing that. So overall, yes, Horror Tale 66 Part 2, highly recommend it. Um, my so my next review next week will be the new SOV horror release for Writer's Block, Truth or Dare Part 2. Really looking forward to checking that out. And the week after that, I'll be going back to Joe Sherlock's movies. I got two or three. I got a few of them I can pick from, and I'm trying to figure out which one the next one will be. But if you like my channel, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the little bell to be notified, and comment below. I've asked this question a million times before, but there's new subscribers. What's your favorite anthology film? Mine is Creepshow 2. I really like Creepshow 2, but just let me know down below what your favorite anthology film is. But that's it for now. I'm Jonathan Eisman, B-Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.